Aloha my kako, this is Oracle of the Golden Spiral. Today, I don't know about you guys, but I was not in any, I don't know what was going on during that new moon in Libra, but I was not motivated to do Faerie Oracle readings. I apologize that that didn't come out. But I am going to do it as a reflection today. I think I finally feel like I'm ready to to try and do that. I tried to sit for it a couple times and I just wasn't feeling it. So I do apologize that it's late, but let's do it as reflections. So we are going to attempt a new moon in Libra. Yeah, let's see what the reflections are. If you're already a subscriber, mahalo for your support. You are greatly appreciated. As we're in Libra season, we're going to be starting with Libra and moving to Virgo. So let's just give this a couple shuffles here. My rescue kitty is looking like she wants to come and join in. Oh, sorry, we're busy. Thank you. Let me move this. Oh, sorry. Move that so that she won't. Her name is, oh, I'm not ready. Her name is Peach Pancake Poop Schmear. My kids have named. My kids always give the cats the longest names. Our last one was Nala Mimo Possum Snout. So this one is Peach Pancake Poop Schmear. Hi, sweetheart. Let's do, oh, okay. You're gonna hang out? We're gonna do Libra. Let's start with Libra. Okay, what do we have for Libra? Excuse me, ma'am. Okay, Libra. Sorry. Libra, you have Oh That Gnome, number 26, and number 32, Iris of the Rainbows. So, what is your reflections for new moon in Libra? Have a lot to do with good from misfortune, light through darkness. It feels kind of like a resting. Oh, this is kind of what I was going through. It feels like you've kind of taken some time to remove yourself from the everyday to kind of, you know, kind of release whatever, anything that you were engaged in would have been some type of, you know, constructive chaos. It's feeling a lot like rest. Let's get one more. But in that you find you're finding your, you know, the rainbow through the rain, the glimmer through it all. One for Libra, please. Sylvanius, number 34. Oh yeah, it's provided a lot of clarity. You're gonna be able to break through and see what, you know, as you move through this moon phase, you're probably going to be seeing the reality of things. A lot of the illusion will slip away. A lot of the confusion will slip away. And I really think that has a lot to do with the fact that despite everything that's going on, you're able to kind of disconnect a little bit. There's a little bit of a, this feels like I always love talking about Wisdom of the Oracles, Chop Wood. That is like one of my favorite cards in any deck. And it really is about how if, things come to us when we're engaged in other things, when we're just washing the dishes or we're just, on that daily commute or things like that. But there's sort of a trance or like meditative quality to it, and it's when we are not actively engaged in what we're trying to make a decision or think about, that when we're just laying around taking cat naps or doing, the chop wood is really about just like doing the back to basics tasks that allow us to kind of be in that state, and a lot comes to us. Some of our greatest ideas come to us, or we're able to make a decision on something that when we were in that circular thought pattern we weren't able to discover. That's what I have for you, Libra. This is why they call her Pancake. Do you get it now? She's Peach. She lays on everything like a pancake. Hi, sweetie. And I'm sure you can guess the poop smear part. Okay, kitty. Thank you for that. You look so relaxed, and yet you've totally unbalanced our chakras over here. Okay, Libra, thank you for your time and for sharing your energy with me. I appreciate it. And I wish you all the best. Are you hanging around? Are you hanging around for Scorpio now? Sorry, I'm busy. Scorpio, what do we have for Scorpio during this, well, as a reflection of the new moon in Libra? Lady, I'm busy. Scorpio, you have the Maiden, number 14, and Titan the Sylph, number 45. You may have something that there's like a mind change here. There's seeing something new, some new development, some new growth that really has made you feel more hopeful and more kind of like the Empress energy, and more so than in a very, very long time. Hey, sweetie. This hope has opened up how you view things. It's kind of changed your perspective on a lot that's going on. And so in that, you... I don't know, it just feels like a much more happy, comfortable space for Scorpio. So you may have a great time during this moon cycle. Let's get you one more. There's like a really innocent joyfulness about this all. And being able to... there's another factor in it. I'm getting this feeling of being able to deal with whatever comes with you. It's a real roll with the punches kind of, oh, well, that makes sense. So real roll with the punches kind of attitude. This hope is making you much more able to roll with the punches, to be like, well, it is what it is, versus, maybe getting hung up on every little thing that comes about. You also have undressing of a salad, number 31, which is keeping a cool head during it's like the perfect energy to be in right now, because for what I was talking about previously, because this is all about needing to keep balance, needing to keep a cool head, because everything right now is unpredictable. We're in a state where all the parties who are involved haven't quite made decisions yet, and that is a beautiful moment of, in general, that can be when people haven't, made their choices or haven't totally settled on whatever the decision is yet. It's a beautiful time of possibility, but far, being humans, we generally try to, we're uncomfortable in those spaces because we don't know yet. And we like some bit of tangibility. Is that a word? Tangibility. We like things to be tangible. We want to know what it's going to be so that we can know how to feel or what to do about it. But it seems like everyone right now is in a state of whoever's, whatever situation or thing that's dominating your life that's connected to this hope and understanding right now. The decisions haven't been made. Nothing is quite yet set in stone. So for example, I'm moving, right? I don't know if you guys watched all the way through Leo on the last one, but I kind of had a meltdown in the Leo video at the end of the last moon cycle video. And so I'm in the process of moving, and it's kind of like I need to know when the cleaners can come. I have to have it professionally cleaned. Up until now, I've cleaned every place myself and scheduled that time in, but it's like I have to know when the cleaners can come, and I have to know when they'll be available, because they're not available on weekends. So my last day where they can come check the place is the 29th, even though I'm not supposed to be out of here till the 31st. So all of that has to be taken care of. And for me, you're in this beautiful energy. For me, I'm a little stressed out because if I could just nail down these things, then I would be able to proceed. And so I have that uneasiness with it. But it seems like whatever new restorative hope you are holding during this time is really allowing you to kind of roll with the punches and go with the flow of it all, and to, understand that it is what it is, and to be comfortable in that. That's really beautiful, Scorpio. Thank you for sharing your energy with me. I'm going to pull this back, and we are going to move on to Sagittarius. Okay. I guess I'm doing it this time. Sagittarius, what do we have for Sagittarius? Reflections of the new moon in Libra, please. So you have the Green Woman, number 23, and the Fairy Godmother, number 25. Sagittarius, it seems like you're living in your true authenticity. There is a beautiful nature about you where you want to, it's like the Queen of Cups energy kind of for me right now. That's what I'm getting. It's like going ahead and living in your authenticity in such a way that you're trying to help, and it's a very helpful feeling that's coming off of this. Like you're helping other people, and you're happy about it instead of it being burdensome. And that's really how you're feeling about it. Additionally, there's this sense of how do I put this? things that maybe prior would have seemed like, good God, why do they need my help with that? Or, you know, that's so simple. Can't they just do it themselves? Like, there's a very, like, none of that is present. It's like that feeling is totally vacant. It's more like, oh yeah, what is it that you need? How can I, you know, go ahead and help you? And it's almost as if you're going above and beyond and you're doing it just to give. There's a very unconditional aspect to it. I think that's what I was trying to get at earlier. Let's see what else we have for you, Sagittarius. The Singer of Courage. Well, this is an interesting turn. This is really about like removing or like escaping fear, like rising above it, transmuting that into power. And it's so funny because it's like as if right now the feeling I'm getting off of it connected with these other cards is it's more of like this brings another aspect to it, which is like, but it was always there, which is that lightness. Oh yeah, no big deal. Oh yeah, I can do that. Oh, I'd love to help with that. Let me overdo it. You know, like there's a very bouncy, it's not necessarily like sublimating fear. I don't feel fear in any of it. It's more like a just hitting things head on instead of, you know, having a little bit of procrastination to help do whatever it is that you're helping with, or you just fly right into it. There's a lightness of spirit in it. So you just fly right into it and aren't even worried or necessarily concerned with if anything's going to be too much. You're not weighing it out before you do it. You're just jumping into it, and it's all seeming to work out for the best. This is helping you. I think another reason that the Singer of Courage is presenting, it's presenting in a much different way than usually, but it's also presenting that all of this is really, it's bringing up the concept that all of this is really going to help you get back to yourself, in alleviating some of the, in doing that, it's going to remind you how much of a strong and determined person that you are, how much you really can accomplish, and it's going to help you in other matters of your life as well. Alluding to the conspicuous miracle. So that is what I have for you, Sagittarius. I wish you all the best. I hope that you have a great moon cycle. Thank you for sharing your energy with us. And we will be moving on to Capricorn. Capricorn, what are the reflections for Capricorn in this new moon in Libra? New moon in Libra for Capricorn, please. Well then. Excuse me. So Capricorn, you have She of the Kurak, number 5, and the Singer of the Chalice, number 12. There is a need to receive. She of the Kurak is our yin energy card. Give me one more. I'm going to get yours all at the beginning. Himself. Okay. This is about receiving. It's about balance, receiving, the need to trust that what is for you will come to you, showing your true inner light so that what is for you is presented to the world, and that's how those things. Wow. Yes, exactly like that. Like calling attention as you present yourself in that way, as you show that, as you honk that horn and let people know what you're really about. That's when people can show up for you in that manner. I am getting this kind of this is such beautiful energy, but I do have a little bit of a depressive feel right now, and I think that maybe we might not be in this energy, and so this feels kind of like advice. If you are already resonating with that, if you're in your yin and you're just like, bring it to me, you know, in a very positive and happy manner, then this is just telling you you're in exactly the right place. But I do get a certain depressive quality and feeling that's coming through me. So this may in fact be advice if you are going through a hard time. The feeling I have inside of me, that's why I wanted to get this last card first to see what other insight I could get, because if I'm really just trusting how, you know, what I'm feeling in your energy, then I have a depressive nature, like nothing's going right. And I think that this then in fact would be the advice. I think that what it's asking is for you to be open to, or just for me to mention that sometimes, let's start here. Open yourself up to be receptive to others showing up in the way that you need them to. And sometimes people are just giving because it makes them feel great to do so. So, you know, it can be direct as asking for what you need. And when people show up for you, you know, obviously you're going to be appreciative for it, but to not beat yourself up over it, because they have this loving willingness to do it. Maybe it's just as simple as understanding that and really being okay with it and not feeling like, I have a hard time too with receiving. You know, it's like I always feel like I have to immediately give back, or like immediately like repay it in some way. But just know that you deserve it. That you have often been extremely giving in your life, and that now it's someone else's turn, and this time you get to be the recipient. Okay, Capricorn, that's what I have for you for this new moon in Libra. Thank you for sharing. Thanks for spending your time with me and sharing your energy with us. I wish you all the best. Okay, why that way? I don't know. But we are going to be moving on to Aquarius. Aquarius. What do we have for Aquarius in reflections of the new moon in Libra, please? What do we have for Aquarius, please? Okay, you have the Pook, number 60, and Fef the Footer, number 58. I've never had it where the numbers were quite so close all the time. Sagittarius' one was like that. Aries is like that. Let's see. Okay, so it seems like there's something in your life that is complex. Not difficult for an air sign. But for some reason, you're going to be needing to use some grounding. Information that's going to be coming in will not be quite so black and white. There won't be necessarily a one right answer or the best for all. It will be a lot of gray area that it's gonna, it gives off a feeling, this gives off a feeling of ground yourself, because and just trust in yourself to know and make the best decisions, because what's coming in is kind of like, well, what is the least worst? There's a way that we put it. What is it? It's not that it's bad. It's not, don't get prepared for like bad things, but it's like nothing is ideal, I guess. That's kind of the feeling I'm getting off of this is for whatever, decisions that may be coming up for you or whatever circumstances you find yourself in. Nothing is ideal, but it's just about choosing the best, not great option. It just sounds so negative when I say it that way, but there will be blurry lines. There will be intricacies, which you can handle the intricacies. It's just that none of the options will stand out, even with your advanced mind. Like none of the options are going to stand out as the one solution. It's pretty much you're going to be choosing the best of the imperfect. I can't say it in a where it's not this negative. I just am not finding the words to describe this energy. Can I get one more for Aquarius, please? The next best solution. Let's try that. Perfection isn't an option. It's the next best solution. It'll still turn out great as long as you stay grounded, and you're, and you have mastery of the information that'll be coming in, which I have no doubt you will. So that's a lot. Can I, one more shuffle and then I take from the middle. Okay, or maybe nope, that's still two. Okay, one more shuffle, then we'll take from the middle. It'll be the Retriever. It has something to do with some long lost dream. Something that you put aside for a while, maybe because of practicality, maybe because of who knows why. Maybe time has called your attention away from whatever this was, and you're being asked to go back and to remain true to your dreams. So it has something to do with that. And we'll be picking if perfection isn't an option, it's substantially great enough. You know what I'm getting off of this is don't let perfection be the enemy of good. There's something that you're being called back to, something that you'll need to address, if not in finality, at least a readdress of what is at hand. It has something to do with a dream. Try not to let the perfection be the enemy of good in this scenario. Okay, Aquarius, that is what I have for you. Thank you so much for sharing your energy and spending your time with me. I hope that you have a great moon cycle. Okay, moving on to Pisces. What do we have for Pisces, please, for reflections from the Libra new moon? Reflections of the Libra new moon for Pisces, please. For Pisces, please. Oh, I love this one, always. The Singer, Transfiguration, 11, and the Journeyman, 15. Okay, Pisces. You get to hear all about my favorite topic in the whole world, which is grace. It's being able to see something like you've never seen before. A lot of the singers, they have this blue cast. I think there's like one pink one. But this, it's mostly like those very cool blues and greens. But the Singer Transfiguration is a bright red card. It is one of my favorite cards because it talks about grace. And grace is having that moment of clarity, seeing something in a way where seeing things in a whole new way, where you never again can go back to how it was. It's like black and white TV becoming color, seeing color for the first time. Tasting, I don't know, your favorite food for the first time, and you're just like, this is amazing. I don't know, just something that changes you. It's irrevocable change that changes you forever. Something that you can never go back to how it was before because it's so pivotal and so momentous. I think that leads you often to a new space, to go and to accept challenges that you never thought you'd accept before, to travel paths that you never thought you'd travel before. So I know what I'm talking about is kind of etheric, but it's kind of like, if it has to do with a relationship, maybe you're never really a committal type, but all of a sudden you're seeing things something is happening, and you're seeing things in a new way, and you're off to, move in with the person that you're seeing. Or maybe if it's like in a work situation, it's seeing things totally differently and applying for a job that last week you never thought that you would be able to get because you just didn't feel confident enough, and somehow something's changed and you're gonna apply for it and you'll probably get it, and you'll be like, how on earth did I land that? It has that type of feeling to it. Let's get you one more card. One more for Pisces, please. himself. Okay, wow, that's showing up a bunch. If you have Capricorn, I think maybe you might want to check out Capricorn. Anyway, himself just makes everything greater. It's so funny because as I was shuffling the cards before we pulled this, you see how cold and cool in nature. I was kind of focusing on this dude right here. And it was giving me the feeling of like being supported by, but leveling up on that which came before. But you see how it's like a very cool feeling. And the red I was starting to get a warm feeling, and I was like, well, I guess it could be like, this is so cold, it's like warming it up. And so we've gotten a glow over here. It's kind of like whatever this is, whatever this new way of seeing something is that has caused a change within you, a change of viewpoint, a change of outlook. It's like you've really taken it to heart, as is the case with true grace. Erin loves talking about grace. And so it is going to help you take the path less traveled, or that you haven't really traveled, something that's off of your map of experience, and there is an elevation into whatever you apply this to. A very comfortable and warm elevation that I think that you really own within your soul. Okay, Pisces, that is what I have for you. Thank you so much for sharing your energy and spending your time. I'm wishing you all the best during this new moon cycle. And we will be moving on to Aries. What do we have for Aries, please? Aries. Aries, reflections on new moon in Libra. So Vibra of the Waters, number 37, and Fairies of the Future, number 33. Aries, you're at a point of precipice where it's kind of like the feeling I'm getting is a little bit more forlorn or like what is the feeling? It's like a little bit of sadness, but in the way of, it's like that sad, happy feeling when you leave your childhood home or you come back to it, right? Like, things have changed, but it pulls on your heartstrings. It's that memory, it's that connection. It's kind of like plucking that connection string again and having that resonate through you. There's like a memorial love type of thing, like where we understand, it's kind of like the card between two worlds. We know that we're moving on to something different. We know that things always change and things will continue to change, but it's that acknowledgement, like you're sad that it's over, but it's time for change. I'm not explaining this feeling so well, but hopefully I've explained it good enough so that you can feel it within yourself and understand what I'm talking about. Yeah. You're about to go forward, but we're kind of in that, and you've maybe even taken a couple steps into it, but we're having that nostalgic feeling, even though we haven't completely left what we're leaving to go into that new space. It's like the bond I was talking about, like with the, your childhood home. You see your childhood home and it's like it plucks that heartstring, right? That connective string from you to that time, those memories resurface and things of that nature. It's like at this moment you're building that string. You're laying the foundations for that connective wire, whether you realize it or not, in that sort of acknowledgement and acceptance that you're going to be taking off. It's so weird because I'm getting like a literal vision of someone tying a red string to someone tying a red string. Oh, funny enough, it's to a book. I don't know why, but I don't know, maybe you keep a personal journal about what this is. Maybe a book means something to you, but it's like there's a doorknob on a book. And I can literally see someone, tying a red string to the doorknob on the book and then around their waist and walking in the opposite direction. So that's it's kind of like right now, these feelings you're having are creating that connective tether that you'll probably return to in your life more than a few times. But I think all in all, the sense that I'm getting, the feeling I'm getting when I see this is that this person is off to do what they need to do, and they're determined, and that while they still want to, have those times and those memories, they know that they're moving off. So there is a good feeling to it. So I wish you the best on whatever adventure this is. One more for Aries, please. One more for Aries. Lace, the Moon's Daughter, number 38. Yeah, it's almost as if you know. I want to say that for some of you, you'll be back. You'll follow the string back. But right now, it's like you have to go off to go do something else. What you're heading toward is shrouded in mystery, but that is kind of what's propelling you to go there. But because maybe it's not quite so certain, now that string's making a lot more sense. It's like we're going to tie ourselves up to this moment, to something grounding in this time, so that when we head off on that journey, we're excited to take it and we're excited to do it, but that we always know that it's weird that I had that childhood home thing, because it's like where you always know you can return, where you can pull that string back and return. If that's your message, feel free to move on. That is going to be the end of this message, because I'm going to bring in something a little bit darker right now, but I've been trying to not talk about it, and it wants me to talk about it. So if that is your positive moon cycle message, then please feel free to watch your rising or your moon sign, or if you're already watching your moon sign, then feel free to watch your sun or rising, or I don't know, even your Venus, whatever you would like. But I'm going to talk a little bit about a movie called A Sea of Trees. It was a life-changing movie for me. In a really random time, someone brought it up. And what's funny is they did not know I was having such a hard time. But that movie completely related to a lot that was going on. And so The Sea of Trees is about a man whose wife passes away from, well, she passes away. You'll see if you watch that movie. But it's an absolutely stunning and beautiful movie. A little bit scary if you're a fraidy cat like me. But it had, so he goes off to Japan to a forest. He's studied this, he's researched it, and what he's gonna do in his plan. But he is going there because it's a suicide forest. It's where people go to commit suicide in various ways. And so he is heading off there. It's his trip. He takes a one-way trip to Japan to go and find his way to this forest. And it's all about what happens to him there. That's the majority of the movie. In any case, there are hundreds of strings in this movie throughout this forest. And it's because people, if you didn't, it's so huge, right? That if you change your mind, you may not even be able to find your way out. You know, you've wandered into there and in this, like, in this depressive stupor, and you've gone into the Sea of Trees. And even if you wanted to, even if you somehow found your lust for life again, you may not be able to find your way out. And so in the entry, when he walks into that place, there's like just so many of these strings of people like tying them, so, you know, connecting tree by, you know, go this area, go down, connect yourself some more to another tree, go down further. And throughout the movie, you'll see all of these strings, so that people could find their way back out if they decided not to go. I don't know why I had to talk about Sea of Trees, but if you have not seen that movie, I highly recommend it. It's not at all like what the trailer showed, and a lot of people, I don't think the movie did that well, but it is a tremendous movie, and it is so beautiful. So if you feel so moved, or if this second part of this conversation resonated for you in any way whatsoever, I didn't want to bring it into the main message because it's about loss. But if you, in fact, are feeling that loss, watch that movie. It's absolutely beautiful. And it has this feeling. This is a very Sea of Trees reading. Okay, thank you so much, Aries, for your time. I appreciate you being here and definitely wish you all the best during this moon cycle. Moving on to Taurus. What do we have for Taurus, please? Taurus. Taurus, what are the reflections for Taurus during this new moon in Libra cycle? Reflections on the new moon in Libra for Taurus, please. Okay, you have Lease of the Shadows and Titan the Self. Again, with these numbers that are so close to each other. I think this is the closest one. I've been getting like one, you know, two apart. I probably should have seen what was in the middle. But in any case, yours are right next to each other. Lisa the Shadows 44 and Tayton the Self number 45. Okay, so this, although Lisa the Shadows can be kind of a dark card, she's the protector of those who were abused by people who should have been their protectors. So in some way, shape, or form, there has been injustice, and this energy is kind of like the rising up, up above and beyond all of this. It's the ability to discern and to take and to strike out in a new direction on an instinct, on a dime. You may have this help brought to you, Taurus, or you may need to be this help for someone else. If you are asked for help during this time, the universe sent that to you for a reason. You're the one that has the qualities that are necessary to move whatever this is in the right direction. You have the skill in either of those scenarios. You have the skill to either know who to ask, or to, if you are being asked, to know how to solve. That's the most direct way I can put it. I'm going to take that one that flew out. It's flow. This is, you're going to bring some matter back into flow. It may not be as dark as I presented it, the true nature of this card, but what it feels like is perhaps either you or someone else. This is the scenario that's playing out in front of us. Someone is in dark night of the soul, and either you will be offered help. If you're in dark night of the soul, you will be offered help, to that guiding hand, that discerning, that person who's able to discern what steps need to be taken on our way back to flow. Or, what did I say before? Either someone's coming to help you with those steps, or you are helping someone else. There is a move from dark night of the soul back into spiritual flow, into the flow of the universe. This may be one person doing it for themselves. Maybe they've found the enlightenment or the information or the guidance that they needed. So very rare, but one person alone, maybe. But I would, with what I'm feeling, this feels like a rescue mission. And so this is, I think it's more than, I don't think this is someone fixing it themselves. I think this is, it involves more than one person, if I'm going to be honest. Many of you may or may not resonate with this, but if you haven't already experienced this, you may. And I hope that if you got this message, you know what to do with it. I'm sorry, I'm pausing. I'm trying to think if there's anything that needs to be said. I think if this wasn't your message, go ahead and watch your sun, moon, or rising to get maybe one of those messages will resonate with you. But this message is for somebody, maybe more somebodies than we know. If this isn't your current situation, know that if someone reaches out to you, they need your help more than you know they do. It may not be totally apparent on the surface at the time. Additionally, if you are the person that is in dark night of the soul, please reach out, because whoever you do reach out to will help you. You'll be guided to them. If you feel that instinct, that call to share with them, even if they're not who you would normally imagine you would go to, it's because they have the tools that are necessary to assist. Okay, I think I'm gonna shut that down there. Thank you so much for your time and for sharing your energy with us, Taurus. There is a very heroic nature to this last reading that we did, and I thank everyone who does go ahead and assist, and I definitely support anyone who is brave enough to, if they're the one that needs assistance, to ask for help. And we will be moving on to Gemini. Oh, and I am Taurus. I am wishing you all the best during this new moon cycle. Gemini, please. New moon cycle, new moon in Libra cycle for Gemini, please. What are the reflections for our Geminis, please? New moon in Libra reflections. Gemini. You have Nellis the Alchemist, number 27, and the Journeyman, number 15. I don't know what's going on with you, but you are getting unstuck and you are moving forward. It kind of like you feel like you got a little pep in your step, like you've got a whole new world that you want to see or accomplish, some whole new thing you want to accomplish. I feel like you have a brand new purpose. It feels really great, actually. It also feels like I don't want to talk about it very much. It's like, what I'm getting is, yep, I'm going to go do it. Okay, bye. And that's it. Like, we're cutting off the conversation about it. Oh my goodness. Okay, I've never once, yes, I've noticed Nellis's butt before. I've never once noticed that this little guy is like completely naked. Like, you are going into a brand new whatever the heck it is. It's all new here. It's all, I mean, that's his birthday suit. You can't get more newer than your birthday. Let's see. I don't know. There's like this right here too is like, she's all about getting unstuck, right? Like, there is some, Erin's favorite topic, grace or irrevocable change, that launches you forward out of the mud. And it's kind of like, you know, this ball and this lever, like just being like plopped out, like pushed out of whatever muck and mire you're sitting in for a while. And it's like, I don't know, it's all been magically cleaned up and we're on our way. We're glowing. We're brand new and shiny, and we're going. This is really a like getting dislodged, but like you're going off onto a journey of light. So it's gonna be memorable and you know, heartwarming and developmental in so many ways, and I'm just actually very excited for you. Let's get one more for Gemini, please. Okay. The Lady of the Harvest. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's like you're being pushed out of the mud and the muck that you've been in. Lady of the Harvest is like, I mean, obviously there is a harvest to it, right? It's like that last harvest. It's like taking the last life and sustenance out of something. But it really, I mean, look at what's around her. There's like this emaciated creatures, and like the fruits are starting to rot, right? Like it's like the last sustenance from that yield. Like at this point it's turning, right? And so there's an aspect of this that is very how do I put it? It's like release and liberation. Wow. Yeah, this is getting unstuck from the mud. If I had to just put a title on it, it would be Magically Unstuck. And there'd be a little gif of like someone lifting this ball out of the mud with a stick and having it shoot up into the air like a trebuchet. We're moving forward. Good for you, Gemini. Thank you so much for you're realizing that wherever it is that you were stuck, like you just need to get on with it. And I mean, definitely my best to you. I wish you all the best during this new moon, and thank you for sharing your time and your energy with me. That was actually quite a fun feeling. Okay, now we're moving on. Oh, that's a lot. Moving on to Cancer. Do you have a lot to say, Cancer? I have a feeling more are gonna fly out. Cancer, new moon in Libra. What are the reflections for the new moon in Libra for Cancer? Cancer, new moon in Libra, please. Okay, you have the Singer of Healing 10 and Sylvanius 34. Cancer, this definitely talks about healing. That's why it's the Singer of Healing. But it talks about how sometimes it's that feeling, you know, when people are like, well, just get over it. Like, it's so easy to say and so hard to do, right? I don't think we even really understand how we heal necessarily. I'm not talking about in like a medical sense. I'm talking about in an emotional and spiritual sense. I think a lot of people have There are certain guides that have helped them, and I think a lot of times people are just trying to help each other through, you know, by kind of trying to understand and outline their experience, but it's always a difficult thing. But I think the feeling I'm getting is that some truth is coming to light, and though while it hurts more, you do receive a clarity from it, which allows you to at least know where you're standing. And to, I'm having like a throat thing right now, but at least it helps you to understand where you're standing and to be able to start that healing process, because there's less unknowns, and with that, more ability to deal with the knowns, right? This is most likely happening because of a mirroring effect that's going on. And what you may see is not necessarily in this, whatever this relationship or situation that caused you pain that you're still trying to heal from, but you'll see it in surrounding interactions and surrounding people, and things like that. You also, in this particular relationship, there may be like a weird mirroring effect that starts to happen where you're able to get that clarity, even if it's not actually spoken to you in words. What else? Let's get one more for Cancer. I want to say that part of the healing is not accepting the falsities that others put on you. And more importantly, not taking things people have said and creating falsities for ourselves and taking those to heart. So yeah, that I do want to say. I think you will get the clarity because, as you know, I generally have a hard time explaining energies, and this is just moving quickly. I'm very able to speak about it and to continue speaking about it and further it in a way that, like, for most of these readings, I am not generally able to do because I'm trying to explain the feelings that don't always have words. I'm just trying to find the best words for them. But this, the feeling is very, there's a crystal clarity to it. Releasing the falsities, being able to accurately determine and to know where you are standing so that you're able to get on with that healing. This is the Bright Mother, number 16. Yeah, this is all about that transformation. It might be happening now because this is like that. I'm just being called to this crescent moon. This is actually what I saw in the sky last night. Anything else I want to say about that? This is actually a beautiful card, so I will extrapolate more on it. I think it's one of the most, it shows us the beauty of nature in a way that, like, I'm not sure any other card really pulls out for us. It's the transformative nature of, like, when bees take, you know, the nectar from the flowers and create honey. It's from the blossom, once that bee goes around and pollinates, that amazing process whereby fruit is created. You're going somewhere good. You have to face the harshness of whatever this reality was so that you can heal, and that in that healing is a beautiful new life for you. It's up to you. That's what they're giving me. It's up to you. Okay. Thank you so much, Cancer, for sharing your time and energy with me. I'm wishing you all the best for this moon cycle of Libra. Moving on. Did I say Cancer? I hope I just said Cancer. Cancer, thank you for your time and your energy, just in case, right? Thank you for your time and your energy, and I'm wishing you all the best. Moving on to Leo. What do we have for Leo in this reflections for the new moon in Libra? Leo, reflections of the new moon in Libra, please. What do we have for Leo? What do we have for Leo? New moon and Libra reflections, please. Oh, how amazing. Okay, you have number 11, the Singer Transfiguration. We can talk about grace again. And then Honesty, number 40. Okay. Honesty, let's start with that. Because that will take us to the Singer Transfiguration. So honesty is really about our own self-deceit, right? These layers of poop that we put on ourselves. Peach, pancake, poop schmear, where are you? We're talking about poop schmear right now. So it's all this layered yuck in how we speak to ourselves, how we basically aren't kind to ourselves in the way that we're kind to others, where it's just that negative self-talk and things like that. And it's really it's that we need to love ourselves for who we are. Something is going on in your world that is going to help you to see just how amazing you are, or why, if that's not it, so it may be an and, or if that's not it, it is something. I totally lost what I was gonna say. Let's start again. Okay. Oh, I know why. Either you're going to see yourself in a new light, or you're going to see why it's so important to do so. There may be an experience that comes about where you feel really great about something, and you speak differently about it, and the reactions that you get from people are different, and it's going to shine that light on it. You're going to see it in a whole new way. Or I don't know what this and or thing is that's going on right now, where you actually are extremely proud of yourself or something, and you really take to heart that you did that you built that you accomplished that really, when it comes down to it, the changing factor and all of that, for whatever it was, the success came because of you. And you're gonna know you earned speaking to yourself that way, and it's gonna feel great. And then you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna be like, why don't I always speak to myself this way? And I think that there is going to be a change in that. And over time, you're really going to fall in love with yourself all over again. In one of the very first It was either love readings. I think it was a moon cycle reading. Like, I think that's why it's coming up. But I then second guess myself and be like, maybe it was a love reading. I think it was one of the very first moon cycle readings I ever did. We talked a little bit about how Leos are never trying to, well, you're more, I'm just going to say Leos in general. Leos in general are always trying to prove to themselves they're good enough. They're not necessarily trying to prove to someone else that they're good enough. And people think that we have a lot of ego and a lot of what they perceive to be negative. We're just trying to prove it to ourselves and to validate that. Because we're not sure. Everyone else like, well, they're like amazing, but do they have to rub it in your face? We don't always think we're amazing, but something's happening here where we're going to be able to see it and start talking to ourselves differently. You're going to realize how valuable you are, and this is going to be life-changing. Keep going with that. Keep that upward spiral going. Don't fall back into where we talk negatively to ourselves. Okay, if that was the reading for you, then that's the reading for you. I'm going to go off on a tangent for a second. So if this is where you are clicking off, thank you so much for sharing your time and your energy with me, Leo, and I wish you the best through the moon cycle. I will say that this is reminding me of a video that one of my friends sent me where there's a difference in you can tell how somebody views themselves internally, and you can get an insight into all of that. But more importantly, you can use it for your own self-growth, right? Which is, if we say things like, oh, geez, I made a mistake, then we understand that it's external and that was just a mistake that was made, and that we're going to deal with that differently in the future. But it's external. We're not internalizing the blame. That's just what happened. That's just how it is. We made a mistake, right? But if you are like, God, you're so stupid, you always do dumb things like that, when you say that to yourself instead, that is when we're tearing at our core. That's when we're having that negative self-talk that really has the ability to like destroy us. And it shows that we don't have that inner love, that we don't have our cup full, right? So this is like a secondary message because of this that kind of goes into it and just explains how we can determine if we really do have a good sense of self-esteem or not. And so ask yourself, you know what, I'm going to pull that last card. But ask yourself, do I, realize I've made a mistake? It could be anything in what you're talking about with yourself, but do you internalize it? Are you recognizing that it's an external factor, or are you berating you as a person and thinking that you're the problem, not the mistake is the problem, right? I'm just going to take this one because it flew out. Unity. There you go. Vast energies looking for a place to happen. I love saying that. Okay. And this is really about the universe wanting to work through you. More so than flow, it's about if we get to this place where we are a healed, where we're healed, where our cup is full, where we are loving ourselves, and we can really step out into the world where we have true self-confidence, not just like, all right, fake it till you make it, but that true self-confidence. We're going to be able to accomplish so much because the universe wants to give us greatness to accomplish. This is like an awakening or a leveling up for sure. We need to do this so the universe can work through us. Maybe it's all the hard lessons from before, but we're not going to be able to build or to generate what we need in this world and to help this world if we're not able to complete this. If we aren't able to speak kindly to ourselves and know that we are worth it. If we don't have that healthy self-esteem. Thank you so much. Thank you for spending that time and for sharing your energy. And Leo, I am definitely wishing you all the best during this moon cycle. Moving on to... Oh, are we at the last one? Virgo? Virgo, what are the reflections? What can you tell us about the reflections of the Libra new moon for Virgos, please? Virgo. You have Sylvanus and a collection of pixies. Collection of pixies, number 48. And Sylvanus, number 34. This is about really just having a lightness of spirit, enjoying the good times, channeling that great, happy, centered, but celebratory energy so that we move through this world in truth, so that we aren't ever knocked off our game. You know, having that lightness of spirit is like, oh, okay, well, that's great. If that's what you think, go ahead and think it. But for me, this is how, I choose to live. This is how I choose to show up in the world. And just having... It's exactly what, in that last reading, what Leo needed to kind of, that development to be confident in ourselves, to have that lightness of spirit and know that, we got it. And if it fits in our life, then it fits. And if it doesn't, then it doesn't. And just having a real no-nonsense approach to it all. There's, not much people can put on us if it just slides right off, right? And so having that clarity of that lightheartedness creates that clarity. It makes it so that all that shit just rolls like water off a duck's back. That's the feeling I'm getting here. There's more of this. We talked about it, I think, a little bit in... what was the sign? I think it was Cancer, right? Like a little bit about falsity is placed on us, or like this mirroring effect that goes on, right? It's a sort of truth, and it's so shiny and it's mirroring on us, but is it our truth? You know what your truth is. You have a lightness of spirit around it. No one's going to try to, even if they try, they're not going to be able to deter you from that. And if that's not how you're feeling, Virgo, If you've been weighed down, you just need to pick that up and go for this lighter energy so that these things are not able to affect you in that way. It can be advice in that case. Kind of like Capricorn's one, I'm kind of getting like that. Some of you may be feeling pulled down. Some of us are up here and already doing it. Some of us just need to get to that space. One more for Virgo, please. New moon in Libra, please, for Virgo. What else can you tell us? Tobira of the waters. Yeah, see, I had that feeling that some of us were being pulled down. Something is affecting you, right? There is emotion involved with it. This is a much heavier energy pulling these ones down. It's talking about releasing it. Getting the Bobby McFerrin song, Don't Worry, Be Happy. Holy crap. If you walk through it, really what it's going to come down to is when we're having these feelings and these things are playing on our emotions, we need that lightness of spirit. We need to just be like, nah, you know what? I choose to step out of that. I'm also getting the drama triangle. I choose to step out of the drama triangle and to approach things with a light heart. And you can go on about your business, but none of that is going to affect me. That is what I'm getting from this, Virgo. Maybe some people are not meant to be in your friend circle or your life, or maybe you just want different things right now, and so it's really about just gracefully accepting that change and knowing it's for you and having a lightness of spirit and going back. If you have any Aries in your chart, I will say that, like, you know, go back and read that Aries reading. You can always go tie yourself to the book with the doorknob and, you know, take off on your journey and know that you can always come back if you want to. You can put this heaviness down and get on with yourself, with your bad self. But, you know, you can just keep in mind it's always up to you. You can always come pick this heaviness and stuff back up if you want to in the future. Maybe having some space from it will alleviate some of that heaviness in whatever the situation is. And you know what? It may turn out to be really great, because before we were kind of like stuck in our emotions. This was quite a tremendous feeling. And if it has to do with a relationship, then we do have the ability to go ahead and to turn that into that experience. My cutty. Okay, that is what I have for you, Virgo. Thank you so much for spending this time and sharing your energy with me. I'm wishing you all the best during this moon cycle. Again, I'm super sorry that I just couldn't get it out. I sat for it a couple of times. I picked up the cards and shuffled them, turned off the camera, turned off the light, and no, it wasn't happening. So apologies that this is late. It is really, I think, when it was supposed to happen. And so this one is going to be called Reflections, because the new moon in Libra, while its energies persist, that day has come and gone in our calendar, but what really does that mean, right? Please subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Mahalo!